Now, I want to show you a disturbing cartoon published by the Australian Financial Review, created by cartoonist David Rowe. You have to have a look closely at the words on the screen. You can see it says Torah, Torah, Torah and Oy vey. This cartoon doesn't just criticise Donald Trump or Israel. It plays into some of the oldest and ugliest anti-Semitic tropes there are. As Alex Rifchin writes on Twitter, on X, Trump's critics have always cast him as wholly self-centred, isolationist and in contempt of traditional allies, until now. Suddenly, he has the blood-soaked Jew steering him, coercing him to do his bidding, chanting Torah as the Jew leads him to disaster because the Jews are our misfortune. Oy vey, the Yiddish phrase of angst, not Hebrew, the official language of Israel, but Yiddish, the language of exiled European Jews, which mockingly adorns a million neo-Nazi tweets and cartoons. This message isn't subtle. It leans into the poisonous idea that Jews, not the Israeli government, but Jews, are secretly controlling world leaders, even the president, and dragging Trump into war. The trope has existed for centuries. It's been used to demonise Jews, to isolate and to justify hatred and violence against Jews. And in the current climate, with the Jewish community already living under heightened security and genuine fear of another attack, that matters. And yet, when I spoke to the Australian Financial Review's editor-in-chief, James Chessell, this afternoon and asked him about the cartoon, he defended it. This is what he said on the record. He said, "I'm supportive of the cartoon." To me, it's incomprehensible how anyone could look at imagery like this and be comfortable waving it through and publishing it. Because either the Financial Review, that's meant to be a serious financial newspaper read by business executives, either the paper does not understand the impact that this kind of message has on the Australian Jewish community at a time of very real danger, or the paper simply doesn't care about our safety. Joining me now to discuss this and more is former Speaker of the House Bronwyn Bishop and Sky News host Steve Price. Bronwyn, what do you think about this cartoon?
Well, I will not reflect on the cartoonist nor the publisher, but I will reflect on the cartoon. Hitler would have approved of it. It is the most offensive cartoon I've seen in a long, long time. And I just think that in this country of ours, where we have said and welcomed people who were the survivors of the Holocaust to come and live in Australia as good Australians, and they have been precisely that and contributed enormously, to have that sort of cartoon in people's faces is such an insult. It is so wrong. And it really does make me feel that what is happening to our society, that we've been reduced to this level.
We're 3 months on from Bondi, Steve, and messages directed towards the Jewish community in Australia matter.
Look, I'm very surprised that got published. I mean, I've worked in senior editorial positions on newspapers, and that would have sent alarm bells ringing, I would have thought, in the Financial Review among the editorial staff. There would have been an editorial meeting to look at that cartoon, and they would have said to themselves, OK, we're going to go ahead and publish it. Chessell is a very respected senior editor. I see what he said to you today. I couldn't put it any better than you have. I mean, we've been through, since October 7, 2 years of a rise of anti-Semitism in our country. As Bronwyn just mentioned, and as you mentioned, we had Bondi, the worst terrorist attack on Australian soil ever. I think the editorial judgment there is very lacking.